Hi, this is Chief Education Officer Bill Olson, and welcome to another School District Update. Well, it's a beautiful fall season in Merrimack, and lots of activities are occurring in the school district. We'll be reporting some of them to you over the next few weeks. But today we've got lots of activities to report to you. There are always great things happening with students from great families, with excellent staff. Magical things happen, both from an academic, social, emotional, athletic, and co-curricular perspective. And always glad to share good information and positive information with you. This morning I was able to observe the annual Walk to School Day by the JMU's students and staff and administration. Students, about 50 or 60 of them, I want to say, accompanied by some parents and certainly by some staff and the administration. Dr. Rowe and Assistant Superintendent Meg Fowler walked from the school department central office where I work down to the JMU's school. It was a spirited walk. It was accompanied by Police Officer Bill Vanderside. Bill is always very helpful, and I will say the police department and fire department and all town departments in Merrimack have been extremely supportive of our students and staff, and for that I thank you. So the students had a great time. The reason for the Walk to School, which is a national program, is that it seeks to have the students engage in more exercise, more physical activities, walking instead of riding to school on a particular day. It also includes riding a bike. It's not only walking, but what the national organization calls walking and rolling to school day. Most of our students this morning, though, were walkers. We talk about safety practices in terms of how to walk safely and on what side of the road to walk safely if there is no sidewalk. And that type of activity is a source of community engagement and community pride. There were a number of parents there today accompanying students, and I thank them for that because oftentimes they either take time away from their own family or take time away from work to support activities of the school. I want to congratulate high school student Tim Bevers. Tim is one of the students, not only in Merrimack High School, but around the country, who engaged in a qualifying exam, mostly the preliminary scholastic aptitude test, to qualify for either a commendation as a semifinalist or a finalist with the National Merit Scholarship Program. The National Merit Scholarship Organization conducts this qualifying test of students around the nation who choose to take the exam because they can possibly obtain very good college scholarships. Yet to be seen how many of those scholarships will be awarded and whether Tim will be awarded a scholarship or not. But let me put this in perspective. Tim is one of 1.3 million students across the country who took the qualifying exam for a National Merit Scholarship consideration. Receiving a commendation as he has makes him one of 34,000 students out of that 1.3 million, which means Tim scored in the top 2.5% of all students, all of those 1.3 million students in the nation who took the qualifying exam. So we're extremely proud of Tim and congratulate him and know that he'll be doing great things in not only for the rest of his career at Merrimack High School, but also in college. Well, we want to congratulate also and thank our elementary staff. This has been a challenging and will be a challenging year for them in terms of implementing our new literacy program, Wit and Wisdom. The staff has entertained a lot of ideas, a lot of feedback, colleague interaction and collaboration. Amy Doyle, our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, has planned out excellent professional development for the teachers. But I have to congratulate all of our staff, particularly those at the elementary level who are using Wit and Wisdom, for their passion, for the work that they have put in, the dedication, and I mean unending work. This has been a lot of effort by our staff, by our administration, and I want to thank all of them This is a quality program. It's a research-based program. We're looking forward to our state assessment scores increasing over the next several years. They are, in fact, increasing at the present time. That's my obligation to you, is to make sure that we offer a curriculum that is rigorous, that's relevant, and meets all of the standards, both state and federal curriculum standards. And that's what we're doing. We will settle for nothing less than an outstanding curriculum presented by outstanding staff. And your students will benefit greatly from that. And I look forward to, and I will be here for one more year beyond this year, because that was my agreement with the school board. I promised you that we would see the scores of our students elevate in literacy and mathematics, and we're going to deliver on that. Okay, on to the next topic. Let's talk about, for a moment, our annual Observe and Conserve program. This is something that I've brought to school districts in which I've worked over many years. It's a time of year where heating systems are turned on. The air temperature is such that we're keeping the buildings a little bit warmer right now during the daytime, nighttime also, and even in our homes. And these are some tips that you can use in your home. If you're interested, I'd be glad to share my sheet of behavioral activities that can lead to a decline in energy consumption and therefore costs. About 20 to 25 years ago, I worked with an individual who worked for the U.S. Department of Energy. And we had a number of meetings because I was interested in seeing how we can conserve as much fuel and conserve on the consumption of fuel and therefore lower the costs, because that's an overhead expense, and every dollar we can save in that area is a dollar that we could dedicate and reallocate to the direct instructional process for the benefit of students. I met with the gentleman from the Department of Energy, and we talked for a number of meetings on the fact that there may be lots of sophisticated energy savings equipment and ideas around the nation. But when it comes right down to it, it's human behavior. It's what we do. It's our habits and our behaviors that determine how much energy we consume and therefore how much money the consumption of energy costs us. I put together a list of conservation activities that staff can engage in. It's called my Observe and Conserve project. I send it out about this time every year. I've already sent it out to the staff. Things as simple as setting your temperature back at night, closing your shades over your windows during the nighttime to maintain as much heat as possible, to minimize the escape of heat through thermal panes, whether they're single glazed, double glazed, triple glazed. Okay, lots and lots of energy saving tips. And once again, if you'd like to see the sheet and have a copy of it, just let me know. I'll be glad to email it out to you. But that's our Observe and Conserve effort, because my obligation to you is to provide a cost-effective education, to have high-achieving students at the lowest cost possible, but lowest responsible cost possible. We're not in the business of wasting taxpayer money. I'm a big advocate of return on investment. Whatever we do, we want to make sure that there's an educational benefit to students and there's an exciting and excellent return on that investment to taxpayers. From the high school, Marla Jones and Jim Davis have indicated a very interesting program that I was not aware of in previous years, and that is the Envirothon team from Merrimack High School. They recently participated in a state soils competition at Kingman Farm at UNH. That's something I have read interestingly because I wasn't aware of that type of competition previously. But once again, our students excelled. I'm going to read the results here. First of all, the competition is about reviewing how to analyze soil and suggesting ideas for the best use of land, whether it be agricultural, residential, commercial, you name it. So students engage in some creative thinking in terms of the use of what we are now realizing is an increasingly scarce resource, and that is land. The students were very successful, the students from Merrimack High School. The high school had 2 teams, and they placed first and third out of a total of 7 teams in the competition. And out of 10 students who competed from Merrimack High School, 7 of them placed in the top 10 out of 32 students. So there were 32 students in all that competed. 10 were from Merrimack, and 7 placed in the top 10. Just outstanding. So we have one of the top student soil scientists in the state. I'm going to read you the names of the competitors from the high school. Piper Selsom-Wills, Emily Flowers, Atticus Davis, Amelia Gregory, Pax Sorensen, Nina Thompson, Kamaya Baboa, Juliana Blanchette, Miranda Schwartz, and Cassidy Callahan. I congratulate them. I'm going to make it a point to learn more about the Envirothon team, because that is honestly the first time I've heard of that organization in any school district in which I work. And so congratulations to them, congratulations to Marla Jones and Jim Davis, who work extraordinarily hard with the Envirothon team. The Merrimack Middle School Concert Band had the pleasure and the honor of playing with the Merrimack High School Marching Band at a recent high school football game. They were thrilled to be able to do that. That report comes from Holly Levine, who works very well with our music students at the middle school. Here's the importance of that type of activity. Is the middle school is a breeder program for high school, whether it's in music and marching band, jazz band, concert band, theater arts. It's very, very important for us to engage students starting at the middle school and sometimes at the upper elementary level also, to pique their interest in the fine and performing arts, okay, and other activities. And so we look for the middle school in particular, begin to cultivate that interest by students. It leads to excellent concert marching bands down the road at Merrimack High School. And so we're very happy to learn that the middle school concert band participated with the high school marching band at the recent football game. From Brendan Walker, music and band instructor at Merrimack High School, the Merrimack High School Marching Band participated in the Salem Band Show in Salem, New Hampshire. The marching band, and we have an excellent, excellent marching band, great musicians. They participated with 13 other high school bands and 3 bands from colleges and universities in New Hampshire. And I'm pleased to say that they received outstanding comments for their excellent sound of the band itself and their visual performance. I often have said that a good band, and a good marching band in particular, puts in as much activity and strenuous activity as students in athletic events and on athletic teams. I've seen students day and night and weekends and during the summer practicing not only their performance and musicianship, but also the visual impact. Those of you like me, if you happen to like drum and bugle corps, I don't see it on TV as much nowadays as I used to, but I used to love watching a great crisp drum and bugle corps outfits from around the country that would perform, and the music was not only outstanding, but the precision movement was just beyond belief. And so hours and hours and hours of practice go into it, and we congratulate all of our students who are involved in all of our marching, performing, and concert bands. Lots of sports information from Adam French, our athletic director at the high school. Volleyball is hosting Future Lady Hawk competition with Hollis Brookline. They welcome middle school players to attend the game. Once again, trying to cultivate that interest, this time in the sport of volleyball. JV golf team had all of their players score under 50 last week. That's a score that I've never been able to achieve, unfortunately, when I ever play golf. So they've done an outstanding job. Every single one of them scored under 50. JV girls soccer team has a record of 4-1-1 at the present time, looking forward to tournament play. The freshman boys soccer team has a record of 5-0-2. And JV boys soccer 6-2-3. Great competitive teams with outstanding results, and they're all looking forward to both the freshman boys and the JV boys soccer team looking forward to tournament competition. Boys varsity soccer team is 5-3-2 and headed for the playoffs. A very special event has taken place several times this fall, and that's the unified soccer team. There are different unified sports teams, basketball, soccer. It's extraordinarily inspirational. These are teams that are composed of students with disabilities and also participating with students without physical handicaps. It is amazing to see how much they enjoy those activities, how much it means to them, how much it means to their fellow students, to parents, and to all of us. It is what life is all about, in terms of including those students who have either a cognitive or physical disability, but they are contributors in life, just like everyone else. And so I encourage you, whenever there's a unified sporting event, whatever the sport it might be, please attend. You'll go home after that event just recognizing how meaningful that type of participation is for all of our students and for all of our staff. And so thank you to everyone involved in the unified sports events, in this case, unified soccer. Field hockey plays their first ever game under the lights this week, which is always a thrill for any high school athlete. Cross country is hosting the Merrimack Invitational cross country event this weekend. And just a couple more. With football, I have the senior night this Friday night, a very special night. Okay, with acknowledgments, beginning at 4:30, late in the afternoon. So we congratulate them, all of our seniors, and we congratulate Mia LeBlanc, who has earned a full scholarship in gymnastics in the Division I Illinois State University. So Mia, outstanding job. We congratulate you for your terrific accomplishments in gymnastics. Well, we're coming to an end. One thing that never seems to come to an end is the budget, the school budget. It's that time of year. I always sort of kid the administrator saying, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the time that we develop the budget for the 2025-2026 school year, keeping in mind that those budgets, our annual budgets, are always developed about a year and a half in advance. And so we will be meeting with our administrators, meeting with the staff. We meet with the staff on a volunteer basis in all of our schools to talk with them about what are the current and emerging needs of our students that they are observing. What are we doing a good job at? But where do we need to improve also? Because that's very important. I want people to be honest and open. If there's something that we need to do a better job at, because we're working with children, and there is no compromise in terms of what we need to do and the quality we need to exercise and display in working with our students, what is it that we need to do a better job at? Okay. We'll look at a variety of areas, class size, enrollments, technology, the role of technology, both from an instructional perspective, but from an operational and administrative perspective, transportation, materials, supplies, the contract services that we engage in. Every part of our school district operations, whether it's instructional in nature or operational in nature, facilities, okay, and other ancillary services, we talk over carefully. We look at what we're doing, how we're doing it, and what we need to do to improve, because we're all about continuous improvement. What we're not about is just incrementally budgeting more and more and more money every year. If we don't need it, we don't ask for it. Around the country there are some districts that engage in incremental budgeting, and by that I mean, if you give us $10 million this year, give us $12 million next year and we'll do great things. Well, you have to have a plan. We have specific goals that we engaged the school committee in a goal-setting session last June. Excellent session. We came out with about 5 or 6 different goals. We've just completed the strategic plan late last school year. And so that is a guiding document also. We have a mission statement in place, and we have a vision of a learner and a vision of a graduate that are all combining to help us establish the priorities for your children, the priorities for the community in terms of what you expect from a school district and what we're obligated to deliver to you. And that is the best education possible, and we don't stop until we're number 1 in the state. And I can pledge that to you. We will never end our pursuit of excellence in this school district. Well, I'll give you more information on the budget. You probably won't even want to listen to it down the road, but I'll give you more information on where we are and what we're going to propose. Naturally, we will be reviewing it with the school board. They'll be sending their budget request to the budget committee, and then it goes on to the deliberative session and the voters. So we've got a long way to go yet, a long way. But we're looking to develop the budget with great enthusiasm. Yes, it's a lot of numbers in a large 3-ring binder, but every one of those numbers represents something, some service to a child. And that's the important thing to remember about budgeting. And that's the intrigue, and that's the excitement about budgeting. How far can we stretch a dollar from taxpayers to make great things happen? I'm going to end right now. Always enjoy talking with you. This is Bill Olson. Look forward to seeing you next time.